9 years ago, The Dark Knight transformed me into an aspiring director. In the fall of 2012, I began film school at the Academy of Art University in San Francisco. During a 4.5-year journey, 10 semesters long, I went through 26 courses that developed my awareness towards what it means to be a film director. This past May, I graduated with a BFA in film directing. The road ahead is a mystery, but I know in my heart I will never have to worry about being inspired. In Nolan, I trust. Dunkirk. Imagine, 400,000 people have seen this film. I, for one, feel a vacation is in order. The story unfolds the evacuation of Allied soldiers during World War II in Dunkirk. The British are trapped on the beach at the mercy of the enemy, making their rounds. By air, land, and sea, chaos and fear are at critical levels. But surrender will never be an option. In my experience, there are 3 levels of moviegoing: escape, inspiration, discovery. The first level transports you into a story. The second level plants an idea in your mind. It's a gift, the desire to create. The third level is an epiphany. Your outlook on movies transforms. It's like you're seeing a movie for the very first time, all over again. I liken the experience to this scene in The Magic Box. We witness the first audience reaction to a motion picture. The officer has no idea how it's been done, but he's in complete awe. When the film is over, he goes over to the projectionist and shares a word.
You must be a very happy man.
In the context of this film, I am the officer, and Nolan is the projectionist. I have never seen anything like Dunkirk, and especially given the reactions that I've read about online from all over the world, I can imagine that Nolan is a very happy man. He's among the few filmmakers today where going to one of his films is like a legit event. So legit that I bought the Dunkirk Premiere magazine. I don't know French, but guess who does? Nolan set out to make a British film with an American budget. His pitch was a VR experience, minus the headset. To accomplish this, he leaned on IMAX. Over half the story was lensed with IMAX film cameras. One weighs 54 pounds. When you consider the steps required to deliver a movie shot on IMAX film, it might not sound very appealing. But believe me you, as ignorant as I am to the physical process, I would take on the challenge. Why? I've seen over 100 films in IMAX. 14 of them were shot with IMAX cameras, and even fewer of them with IMAX film cameras. A legit IMAX image is 8 stories high. You are not watching the movie, you are in the movie. Aiding him in the battle to capture the Dunkirk battle is Hoyte van Hoytema. After Wally Pfister retired following The Dark Knight Rises, Nolan fixed his gaze on the Dutch cinematographer. Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy won him the honor of capturing Interstellar. The results were inspiring and remarkable. To capture the scale of Dunkirk, the team went above and beyond the Call of Duty to make the film feel as visceral as possible. Techniques applied for Interstellar repeat in Dunkirk, offering a profound exhilaration. A vision like that is what makes Nolan a landmark blockbuster storyteller. Over the last 3 decades and through various franchises, we have been exposed to quite the roster of blockbuster storytellers. The DC directors, Marvel, Phases 1, 2, and 3. And of course the non-universe directors. Superhero movies are pricey, but they always create jobs, just like war does. And identical to a list of superhero films, there's an extraordinary list of war films. It's always been a popular genre, and there's no sign we're slowing down. However, Nolan has tagged Dunkirk as a survival film, not a war film. His inspirations range from classics to more modern tales of survival, and suspense, and action. Bad fanboy, I have not seen all these movies, but Nolan's previous efforts offer a variety of inspirations that I have seen all of them, I'm proud to say. Not very surprising, but Nolan isn't just a fan paying tribute. He is aware of why those films are cultural phenomenons, and he lives for the challenge of crafting original journeys. Whether it's Batman, a magician, an extractor, an engineer, it's his world. And he loves a world like Blade Runner. The world has more than one story to tell, and you notice a new detail every time. Dunkirk in that respect is unique. The story is real. We're experiencing a recreation. The world is our own, from a lifetime ago, 1940. 30 years later, Nolan was born. The rest is history, and I've witnessed it. Through these actors, all of whom are British. 2 of them are Nolan regulars. Their loyalty, both to Nolan and their craft, motivate the kind of performance that is guaranteed to inspire future actors. I want to see more of them. They deserve what these 2 have actualized. A dream career. Working from a screenplay 76 pages long, Nolan gave them all a brutal journey to live through, complete with filming in Dunkirk itself, with 1,500 extras, over 50 real boats in the water, and real Spitfires flying in the air. The most surreal part was this movie didn't feel like a collection of scenes knit together. The entire hour and 40 minutes, in the best way possible, felt like one long scene. It's a compliment to Lee Smith, Nolan's editor since Batman Begins. All in all, he's been a busy man. He is my favorite editor, and I think this is his best work to date. The tension never retires, and that's really hard to do no matter how seasoned you are. A tragic but epic moment was a ship getting torpedoed. I've seen my share of sinking ships, admirable in their own right. This one was, in the best way possible, suffocating. Part of the magic is no time is wasted in checking all the boxes for every cliché in every war film. There's no talk about wives or kids or homemade soup, and there's no family photo brought out by the soldier who will meet his inevitable demise. During a moment when 2 soldiers bury a fellow soldier, there's no talking, and I thought any other director would have likely added dialogue, and it would have likely added nothing. Every spoken word is necessary. In this movie, the soldiers don't banter. There are no love interests, no phone calls to home, no big speeches, no slow motion, and it works. I know, I couldn't believe it either. One thing I believed, only after I heard it myself, is how Mr. Hans Zimmer outdid himself. The process began with a recording of a watch Nolan owns that was then combined with the Shepherd tone, an audio illusion where the music keeps going up, but it never peaks. Positive anxiety. It's effective. Like when Nolan made select dialogue in Interstellar difficult to make out. That choice did not please everyone, but it reflects the real physical audio atmosphere, and when a filmmaker gives the audience a physical notion of what it's like to be somewhere, wherever there is, that's what should sell tickets. Nolan's commitment to physical film is also a factor. I've shot some myself thanks to my cine classes. Not 35, 16. I still have a whole roll. Compared to an SD card, the physical material has more presence. And for those blessed with film vision, you can tell the difference. The economics of celluloid are worth paying. The quality has yet to be matched, let alone surpassed. But of course, you must factor in the obvious. Not everyone is this guy. That's okay, though. These films wouldn't be nearly as special if someone else made them. 3 of them changed my life. I now welcome Dunkirk to that list. Thanks for your time. A lot of excitement is coming soon. Until then, be well. Batman out.